Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting for 10 minutes because we were waiting to see if more will join us. It's okay. So hello again. My name is Nadim Khouri, and today this is a very interesting and a very dear topic to me, which is the importance of media literacy, especially in the UAE. Media literacy as a topic has been something that I'm passionate about. I researched a lot, and it was a big part of my studies. So, without further ado, let me just start with the presentation, and then we can, after we finish, we can have a bit of Q&A, questions, your thoughts. And I would like, during the presentation also, I like it to be interactive. So please um, go with me and let's make it as fun as possible. So let me share my screen. Okay, so can you see my screen? Okay. So first thing that comes to mind, what is media literacy? Can anybody tell me what is media literacy? Do you have an idea what media literacy is? Who would like to give us thoughts on what is media literacy? Anyone? Okay, no worries. So media literacy is, to me, but I like to define it. We're going to look at an official definition, but let me give you my view of media literacy. And media literacy is the ability to read media and to create media in a vertical way and not horizontal way. What does that mean? When we talk about reading or looking at media in a vertical manner, means that we don't go for media horizontally. Media has a lot of layers. It is not enough for me to only grasp the information that media gives me, because we all know that media is a very powerful tool. It has a lot of potential. It can, as much as it's a double-edged sword, it's the same as it could be a positive sense. It could lead to negativity and a lot of bad things. So having a community that is media literate is something very crucial and very important. So always think vertically and not horizontally. So what is media literacy? The ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create. These four things: access, analyze, evaluate, and create. Why? Because having these four, it will empower the individual to be able to interpret what the media is giving us and have a meaningful engagement with the media content. And when I say meaningful engagement with the media content, is the ability to not only receive like a sponge, but also to change, to analyze, to be able to see correctly what is right, the right from the wrong, to analyze, to have your evaluation, to have your opinion, to create a public opinion, to access to information also is very crucial and important, because missing information is misleading information. So access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. These four are what makes us understand and become media literate. So this is the 4 points. Benefits of media literacy. What could I benefit? Okay, so why should I be media literate, or why should we have a society that is media literate, or why should we implement media literacy in schools? So what are the benefits of media literacy in general? Critical thinking, informed decision making, and civic engagement. These 3 points are very important. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is the ability to analyze, to evaluate, and to check for credibility of sources. So critical thinking will lead me to be media literate. Decision making. We are on a daily basis. We are bombarded with many pieces of news and stuff from the media. So how can I decide, or how can I know that this is reliable information or not? Or how can I make sure that I am not manipulated by the media? As I said earlier, because it's a double-edged sword, manipulation is very easy through media if we are not media literate. So making better choices comes as a result from being media literate. So when I'm media literate, I'm able to make my choices based on something strong, based on something solid, on reliable information that I can evaluate and know that these are correct from being media literate. Civic engagement also, participating in societal issues. When you have a society that is media literate, you have directly a society that has responsible citizens, that has citizens that takes decisions in a correct, in a straight manner. You have a public opinion that is being formed in a correct way. So this is why these three benefits of media literacy are very crucial and essential, in the sense that critical thinking, media decision making, and civic engagement will lead us to a better society, will lead us into a productive society. So having said that, media literacy faces a lot of challenges. What are the some challenges that faces media literacy? Misinformation, access issues, and lack of curriculum. I'm going to start from the very end and build my way up. When you talk about lack of curriculum, this is something that I've been screaming about for the longest time, that media literacy should be implemented as early as, I don't know, school, early years of school, because now it is not uniformly taught in schools. And this creates citizens that are not ready to face the media or take from the media. When you have media literacy embedded in the curriculum early on, I can assure you that you will have a society or kids growing up with a totally different and advanced way of thinking. The access issues, which is limited resource for media education, because the media doesn't always give us everything. We need to look, or they will give us what they want us to get. This is where media literacy is crucial, because being media literate is the fact that you go ahead, you search, you look deep, you try and get as much information as you can. Misinformation, which is the spread of false information, be it here I put online, but it's online or offline, and this will erode the public trusts in media. If I want to talk a bit about misinformation and misleading information, um, throughout time we have seen a lot of changes in the way that media presents itself. If I want to take the world of ads, advertisement, and how it evolved from, from last century to today, and some things that were accepted last during the last in the past like 40 years or even 30 years are a big no-no today. So let's take a few examples of what I'm talking about as what was normal back then, and as we evolved and as we became more media literate, this has changed. Take a look at these. Okay, so what I have here is two pictures of babies on a Marlboro's ad. I'm going to put all the pictures and then we will talk about them one by one. What do you think of these? Let's talk a bit about the first two pictures. I should say not. My dad would never smoke anything but a Marlboro. The second one says, gee, mommy, you sure enjoy your Marlboro. What do you think? What are your thoughts on these two pictures? Come on. I need some engagement with you guys. Come on. Interaction. Yes, Ms. Reem. Wait. Hello, hello. Tell me. Can you open your mic? Okay, okay. Okay, let me. Okay. Hello, Reem.
Yes, hi, doctor.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, actually, first of all, it's an interesting topic to all of us. And regarding the pictures between the first and the second is more like more into encouraging, you know, or more like admiring, or not admiring, but it's less strict. However, the first one is um, pushing more into no, this is not good for your health, like that. So I would prefer to have the first image in
Okay.
as like a display poster or something, rather than the second one, of course.
Oh, okay. But both of them are encouraging smoking
Um,
because
uh,
because
yeah.
in the first he says dad would never smoke anything but a Marlboro.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't see that bottom
yeah.
marble. Okay.
That's what he's saying. He's saying that I want to ask you something, Reem, and everybody. If
Yes.
you were watching TV or on social media and something like this, like these two, pops up in front of you, what would be your first reaction?
It's disappointing because they are using image of a baby, which is innocence and the early age, you know,
Disappointing,
starting, yeah,
yes.
starting their
And
life.
but
Yeah.
my dear, these are real ads. I didn't create these ads. These
Mm,
were real ads of Marlboro back in the 70s.
mm,
So imagine. So as we moved along and as we became more into health issues and the media played its role in shedding light on problems like what smoking can do to yourself,
mm,
so we became more media literate. We rejected such pictures. Now if we see babies on an cigarette ad, it's appalling. It's something, uh, we refuse it. It's something very bad.
yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
okay, looking at the third picture, this is an ad that is about cleaning. You know what the sponges, cleaning sponges. It was called Negro, and it was in the market, and it was very
Oh,
much
that's
accepted.
racism.
That's racism to the max. Even the one that is next to it. it's in Arabic, it's called Ras al Abd, but in English, if it excuse my wording, but it translates literally to the head of the nigger's head.
Mm. Yeah.
So these two ads, these two products existed, and they were not so long ago in the 80s, these two ads. So again, now if we see such a thing, we are disgusted. We are, it's not something accepted anymore. So if I want to move along, look at the picture of the apple and the other one, that this is an ad for against women that have a bit of overweight.
Yes. Yes.
Imagine how disgusting this this is no shape for a girl.
Yeah.
This is very bad. So
Yeah.
I'm showing you all of these. These are all things that existed, are that were on media, that the media gave us. And at one point we didn't have enough media literacy. We weren't, the propaganda of things used to work differently. It was, now we are enlightened more. We are more
Aware.
into an analyzing awareness, because when we talk about media literacy and the media in general, it goes along with propaganda. Propaganda, and you know what propaganda is? Propaganda is selling ideas, is doing whatever it takes to convince the other, be it using kids for smokes, using uh, uh, colored people as slaves, and all of that, shaming of bodily image of women. These were all things that were the propaganda worked on and media used. So now, here it, because we are media literate, because we became people that are involved in media literacy, and these such things are no longer accepted. Um, I want to talk a bit about Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky is a media scholar slash guru slash something that is a pillar in the media industry. He talks about media machine. There's a short film that I want to show you on Chomsky's media machine. Let's watch the short film, and then we will discuss it. And I would like for everyone to give me their thoughts about the Chomsky's media machine and if it's true or not. Let's take a look at it.
This is very expressive.
Mhm. Okay, so what do you guys think?
Well, it reflects the reality.
Mhm.
It reflects the reality.
Okay.
It's so real. Yeah.
Who else? Who else?
Actually, it's showing that the media is broadcasting, which is propaganda. Yani. It's broadcasting for some messages, some goods, merchandise, some ideas for their own benefits. And whoever has a different opinion, doesn't like the goods or uh, yani he is opposing, he will
Mhm.
have a punishment. He will be punished somehow. And then
Okay.
this feeds a machine. Actually, this propaganda is feeding a machine, which is the media or the mass communication machine or mechanism. So it's getting bigger, stronger until reaching the point that they are selling what's maybe TV channels, radio channels. They are selling this like what they call, we saw a box. Someone is selling a box, you know. So he created this box, and then he's selling the box to someone else, right? So
Yep.
from small maybe channel, it becomes a big channel, and then series of channels, chains of channels, and then they are, for example, and then they are selling this product or whatever is to other people. So it's something that starts small and gets bigger and stronger without automatically the consent of the community, the consent of everyone.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and this is exactly why I am pushing for media literacy, because when you are media literate, you are able to do what? To fight this, to work against what is being put in front of you, what we are being, I will go to the extent and call it brainwashed with. So media literacy can help in, or can make you stronger or in the fight against this kind of thing that we just looked at, the propaganda machine. Okay. Anybody else has any thoughts they want to share with us about what we just saw? Okay. So now I would like to move on to the media literacy in the UAE. Okay. So we talked about the importance, we talked about, we gave examples, we talked about the challenges a bit in general about media literacy. Now I want to go to the specific area of, or the UAE, and how the UAE, or how media literacy is looked at in the UAE. And in order to do that, the current landscape of the UAE, the media literacy in the UAE, it has more, but I chose the 5 very important points, which is combating misinformation and fake news in the UAE, promoting critical thinking, encouraging responsible media consumption, supporting national security, and enhancing cross-cultural understanding. So what are these, and how is the UAE working to become more and more a society where media literacy is widely practiced and widely understood? So the first point is combating misinformation and fake news. What is fake news in general? Can anybody tell me what fake news is? So fake news or misinformation is anything false that the social media or the internet or any media outlet will give you. And in the UAE, a lot of times we see that the social media, as other countries, is responsible and amplifies the spread of misinformation and fake news. And this is, and talking about fake news holds a lot of hidden intentions, be it hidden agendas, be it goals to do harm to others. It can be very dangerous. So what did the UAE do? They relied on the combating misinformation and fake news through having media literacy embedded in, we will see in the next point, embedded in the schools. Why? Because, as I said earlier, you will be able to identify credible sources. And when we talk about fake news and the UAE, we see that in the UAE, people are starting to realize and to understand that, and I've seen that in my classroom when I give now a course that is called public opinion, and I ask them about fake news and stuff like that. And I'm happy to say that most of my students would tell me, Doctor, we rely on official sources. We try to get our news, our anything that comes from the media from official outlets, so that we don't listen to X, Y, and Z. We try as much as possible, take from official sources, and then we analyze and we comprehend and we act upon what we got. A very big example about combating fake news and misinformation in the UAE was it was a few years back when we had the COVID-19 pandemic and everybody was going crazy. And, we've all experienced that and we've all lived. Somebody would say, drink, I don't know, lemon and put some garlic in it and some salt. It's not cooking, it's a disease, it's a pandemic. But some people were believed it, and those people are not media literate. We need to be able to, especially in times like COVID, to think in a correct manner. So what did the UAE do? It put a strict regulation to combat the spread of false new information, because people, you don't want to add to their worries. We already were facing a pandemic, so they needed like a source of hope, a source of a light at the end of the tunnel. So what did the UAE government do? They implemented strict regulations. So, and when they did that, they people were, and they were able to identify trustworthy sources like the health or the government health organization and all the Ministry of Health and Prevention, the MOHAP, and all they launched huge campaigns to fight fake news, to fight the misinformation about the pandemic, and that with all the negativity and bad times we were passing through, it created a cushion of feeling secure, of feeling well protected, that I can trust this source because my government is fighting false information and putting on strict regulations against people who go online and uh, just analyze without even knowing what they're talking about. So the ability to do that, this is a huge step that the UAE took in order to have a media literate society. The second point is promoting critical thinking. We live in a very diverse society here in the UAE. We have a lot of news coming from left and right. Critical thinking and media literacy, they go along side by side. I mean by that, we need to not only take the piece of news that the media gives us, but we need to know and to evaluate the source effectively. Why is that? Because when we evaluate the source in a correct manner, we can know what are the hidden agendas, what is, and we can understand the biases and motives behind this message. And what did the UAE do in order for us to critically evaluate and promote critical thinking and be more media literate? It embedded the media literacy into, it started to embed media literacy into school curriculums. This way, kids, students can critically analyze, evaluate, understand. They created programs like Think Science, which encourages students to question information they come across in digital spaces, thus making them at an early age critical thinkers, media literate, in order, because they are the future, in order for us to have a society that is moving forward and not being blinded by left and right news, fake news, rumors, and all of that. So this is the second point. The third that the UAE promoted is responsible media consumption. When I talk about responsible media consumption, I'm talking about different concepts that promotes positivity online. Because, as I said, especially online, if we're talking only online now, social media is a double-edged sword, as I said earlier. And when I say that, I mean, we need to have different positive concepts and components in order for us to be called responsible media consumers and to be called correct media literate citizens. And what are these components? Digital citizenship, avoiding harmful content, and ethical online behavior. Digital citizenship, as if I want to take it, the wording, a citizen is somebody who is a part of a society, a good citizen. And when you talk about digital citizen, you are a part of a society online. So this means that we engage with media in a responsible way. We create a safer environment when we engage responsibly. Harmful content, to be able, when I'm media literate, I am able to identify and steer away from all the toxic information. And this affects greatly our mental health. If I want to go back to the example of the COVID-19, the coronavirus, Mental health was a big issue, and still we are still suffering to this day with a lot of people that have mental health issues because of what they were bombarded with from the media, and especially the social media and the internet. So in order for me to protect my mental well-being, being media literate is the fact that I can identify and steer away from toxic information. The third one is the ethical online behavior. And when talking about ethical online behavior, it is the core that makes or that fosters community trust, that makes us as an online community respect each other. When I have an ethical online behavior, I will have a respectable online presence, and thus I will foster trust in me. As if I want to take the example of the UAE government and what they post on when or the health ministry, what they posted on COVID-19, because the online behavior, at the end of the day, this is a governmental body. They are ethical. So what happened is there was a community trust. Whenever the ministry would put any piece of news about the vaccine, about the corona, how corona is transmitted, how to protect myself, people listened because there was this community trust. As an example, another example on this is what the National Program for Artificial AI is doing. What does it do? It promotes responsible media consumption, especially with all that we have as AI. And I don't know if you guys know anything about deep fakes. Deep fakes, let me just briefly tell you what deep fake is. Deep fake is the fact that I can take anybody and I can have them say whatever I want. For example, I can take a video, I can do a video of, let's say, Joe Biden, and I can make it will look real, a video, him threatening North Korea. And I can take a video of Kim, our friend Kim Jong-un in North Korea, and have him say things, and it would appear very real. This is very dangerous if it falls in, yeah, because a lot of people are not media literate. This becomes very dangerous. Why? Because media literacy initiatives, they teach us to verify content before sharing. You know, I get a video on my phone. Sometimes without thinking, we share. This can lead to a lot of problems because if I if I'm not aware or I'm not 100% sure of the source of this video, this can create problems and can lead to a lot of negative outcomes. So what did the UAE do with the National Program for Artificial Intelligence? They were promoting responsible media consumption in a sense that always we need to verify the content before sharing, telling the public that check authenticity of videos and articles before spreading them. And this is how you contribute to a safer digital community. The next point is the national security, supporting national security. And it has three layers: disinformation tactics, protecting social cohesion, and resilience against threats. And what does that mean? It means that media literacy, when they can identify misleading news or campaign narratives, this can assist and help in everything to fall into the right place. And when they are literate, community ties are stronger because we are all thinking, we are all analyzing, we are not blinded. Like, you know, I always, it's like the horse, you know, the things that they put on the horse's head in order for the horse only to look straight. No, being media literate is the ability to remove these and create community ties and social harmony, especially in a society like the UAE, which is very diverse. Threats, this is very important also. When you have turbulent times, citizens that are informed are responsible. They contribute to a stable environment. They are not taken by emotions. They are not taken by illogical thinking. On the contrary, they will, the more literate they are, the stronger the community, the more stable the environment is. This is an example how the UAE actively fights against disinformation that could destabilize the region, especially in times of turmoil. They have promoted this and they work prominently and a lot, especially with organizations like the Emirati Center for Strategic Studies and Research that works, the ECSSR, that works on fighting disinformation and that works on promoting media literacy and not being in constant danger of having a misled or misinformed society. The last point is the cross-cultural understanding. When you are media literate, this will assist in having an effective dialogue. It fosters conversation across cultures because when I'm media literate, I can understand the other, especially in a society like the one that we live in, the UAE, where you have, I don't know how many different cultures and different mindsets and different nationalities and all of that. And they are all living in harmony. And this is due to the UAE's efforts in enhancing cross-cultural understanding, the clearer perspectives, diverse viewpoints, the community trust. When you have an informed communication enhances community ties. And what better example about that than the UAE's year of tolerance that was in 2019 that helped, that promoted cross-cultural dialogue, that gave platform to understand one another. And media literacy, again, it helped people in appreciating different cultures, in avoiding miscommunication, in respecting the diversity. And this is something that I always tell my students, what I really admire about the UAE and how this woven different cultural backgrounds that are all in harmony, that I may not share your viewpoint, I may not share, be it viewpoints, religious, societal, whatever it is, but everybody respects one another. Everybody, you do your own thing. You, this is tolerance. This is what the UAE promotes through media literacy. Okay. Finally, as I was saying, media literacy plays a huge part in or is central to UAE's growth, security, and cohesion. And as much as they are doing, I encourage more and more future initiatives that focuses on continuous education and engagement. Like I said earlier, early on, from day schools, from I don't know, maybe grade 1, grade 2, we start with media literacy. Through initiatives across education, technology, and public policy, the UAE has put itself as a spearhead that in fostering a media literate population. And this goes with the vision of the UAE on sustainability growth, cross-cultural understanding, and all the points that we talked about earlier. Thank you, everyone. This is my presentation. Now I will open the floor for any questions that you have or any comments that anybody would like to give, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nadim. If I may talk now.
Of course, please.
Yeah, thank you. Indeed, it's a very interesting topic. And I agree with you. People should rely on formal channels of news or formal resources. But also they should have multiple, resources, not rely on only one resource, so that they have the choice to compare between the contents, between the news, and have some knowledge as well. For example, if I want to buy this product, I have to have also done some research about it, not only rely on what the factory says or what the
Of course,
one scientist says about it.
and this is what I meant by analyzing. And the first slide that I talked about, analyzing, digging deeper, not only just, we are not sponges
Yes.
just to take and take and take. No, it is our duty, it is our job to dig deeper, to look to the different layers, as I said, vertically, not horizontally.
Yes, true. Also, I think discussing the any topic or news or, for example, any new product between reviewers, people who use this product before, or even with my friends or with my contacts. This is important to listen to the others, what the others think about.
Listen to the others and come up with your own interpretation.
Exactly,
Yep,
exactly. Yeah, and give time to self-reflection about what has been said, and
exactly.
yeah, create your own opinion about it.
Yes. Anybody has anything else to say? Thank you, everyone, for joining. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that I shed a bit of light on the concept of media literacy and media literacy in the UAE. If anybody has anything, doesn't have anything else to say, I'm gonna tell you thank you and have a great evening, everyone, and see you all.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye. Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.